Tori here today with a Project Life process video. This one is called Florida Fun. Florida Fun. Oh my goodness, that's a tongue twister. And I am using some video or some photos from my Florida trip with my mom, which I was scrapbooking like a while ago. And I realized that I never did the voiceover for this video, which is so weird. So, I just thought I might as well do it. So here we go, Florida Fun. And I'm using these scrap pieces and leftover things from my Felicity Jane kit. You can see there that like I really didn't have very much left, just scraps. So I was like, I'm gonna make a scrap your scraps kind of Project Life video where I just used the leftover pieces from a kit to make this layout, and I really like the way that it worked out. Like I think it's kind of fun to use just scrap pieces of paper, and if you've been following me for a while, you know that I love playing with my scraps. So I actually think that I am way more creative when I'm just using scrap pieces of paper. And when I get to like the last little bits of the kit, I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's just something about it that just makes me way more creative. I think it has to do with the fact that you're like not afraid to cut into the papers because they're already cut. And you have all these little pieces and you want to try to find ways to use them. So I love it. So don't give up on those scraps papers. That's what I have to say. So first things first, I started the way that I start all of my Project Life spreads. First, I lay out the photos where I want them, and then I pick the Project Life cards to go back behind them. And on this one, I did use some Project Life cards. I used the now and the then. And then I'm also using this like black and white polka dot one that's in that top one that I'm working on now. But they're not big enough for the squares because the squares are 4x4 and those are 3x4. So what I did was I used some of the scrapbooking papers to cut out 4x4 squares to put behind them. And then I'm going to put those Project Life cards on top. This is such a fun way to use those 3x4 squares in the 4x6 pockets. If you have been watching me for a while, you know that this year for my Project Life, I decided to use mostly this design, I think it's P page protector, where you have 3 rows of 3 squares and they're 4x4 each. I don't know what it is, I just love them, and I kind of wanted to go to this like square design more this year, but the problem is Project Life cards don't come in 4x4, they come in 4x6 and 3x4. So anyways, so I did that, and then I wanted to use some of the branding strips because the Felicity Jane kits have the best branding strips. So on the photos there, you can see I added some branding strips on either side of the now card, either side of the then, either side of the fun, and then on the bottom card that I'm working there, it's we went to the movies. We went and saw The Choice, I think. And I thought that black and white branding strip kind of looked like a movie reel. So I put that on the top and the bottom of that, and I really liked the way that worked out. And then I wanted to add the title, so I used this alpha sticker and wrote movies right above the tickets there. Oh my goodness, this is going so fast. Okay, I'm gonna slow it down so that I actually have time to talk about things. Normally I go 4x4, but I guess I was just like going super speedy that day or something. I don't know. So, the kit also came with these puffy stickers. So I grabbed a gray one that said happy, and then put it above the movies, like happy movies. And then a couple of arrows, one on the fun to point to the picture of me. And then one beside the movies title to point to the picture of the tickets. And then I'm just grabbing out my labels and things because I want to add the dates and just some titles and stuff like that. So there was this one yellow one that came on the cut apart sticker sheet from the kit, and I stamped the date. It was February 9th multiple times on there. And then I'm going to put that on that top fun card because I didn't really want to do any journaling there. I just wanted to stick the photo there. And then I felt like it needed something else on there. So I grabbed the wood veneer flower, and I'm just going to kind of layer that on top of that. And I just use my glue gun to stick it down, like I do with everything. I love my glue gun. I haven't talked about my glue gun in a while, it feels like, but I love my glue gun. And then I just kind of stuck down those leaves on there as well, just off to the side. And I really like the way that that looks too. And then I thought about adding some enamel dots or some puffy hearts and stickers and stuff there, but I ended up not doing that. I just felt like there was enough going on there, and I was trying to keep it fairly simple looking. That's kind of my style right now, to just kind of add details, but not too much details too. So let's see. Okay, so for some reason, I just felt like those cards needed a little bit more. So I decided to cut a little piece of yellow paper and put it right on top of the now and right on top of the then. I just thought that it would add this like cute little yellow detail, and I'm going to use yellow in other places on the layout. Like, for example, the yellow star that I put on the movies is there, and then I also have yellow in that label where I have the date. And yellow is one of those colors that when you look at a page, it immediately draws your attention. So I wanted to put yellow in places so that it kind of brings your eye around the page. So I felt like if there was yellow on that top card, and I put a little bit of yellow on all of the cards, or the 4 cards like in this T section, that it would draw your eyes around. And then again, I felt like those then and now cards needed a little bit more. So I had some scrap pieces of this floral paper that came in the kit, and I cut out some of the floral pieces, just fussy cut them, and I'm going to stick those on either side of the now and the then. So those cards kind of go together because they're similar, but they're also a little different because I use different branding strips and different papers and stuff like that. And this is where I'm going to do most of my journaling about what's going on in the layout. And on that note, I haven't even told you what's going on in the layout. I told you it's Florida fun, but I haven't really told you anything. So obviously the top 3 pictures have to do with Disneyland. Well, I guess the picture of me in a hat doesn't. But when we went to Disney, it was raining. So I got this rain jacket. Isn't it cute? Oh, I love it. And I put that on, and I took a selfie. So that's the top photo. And then I got one of these like caramel chocolate covered apples. They're just like one of my favorite things that you can get at Disney. They're just so good. So that's the Minnie Mouse caramel chocolate apple in the top right corner. And then in the middle is a picture that I took of my shoes or my feet by this like sign that says MK, or Magic Kingdom, which is the Disney park that we went to visit. And then in the bottom, I have 3 photos of other fun things that we did while we were in Florida. Like we went to Michael's, which is always fun. We went to the movies, and then we had some nice meals together. So that's a picture of us at, I think, Panera. Yep, that salad's definitely from Panera. And then I'm just doing journaling on the now and the then card. Just to talk about the different fun things that we did, just like what I just told you. So this layout is almost done. I felt like it needed like just a little something extra. It just didn't feel finished. And when it doesn't feel finished, that means you probably just need to add a couple more things. So I added these enamel dot puffy sticker kind of things on top of the flowers, just to add a little extra dimension there. And then the Michael's card, I didn't do any journaling of that, so I wanted to put something on there. So I grabbed this pink label that came from the card apart sheet, and I'm going to write home on there, which is just kind of like a funny thing, but I always call Michael's my home. Like, I'm like, oh, look, my home. Like, no matter where we are, like, because I travel a lot for work, there's always a Michael's, and it's just, I love Michael's. And it's funny that the different Michaels have different things. And the prices in the US Michaels are like way better than the Canadian Michaels. So if you're from the US visiting Canada, don't even bother going to Michaels because you'll just waste your money. And now I'm going to hold up all the cards and show them to you in slow motion so that you can check them out and check out the little details. And that's it for me today. Hope you guys have a lovely day. Bye!